super casual. I didn't want to miss tonight's upload, so I figured we'd try a new format and just go live. Now, if you are new here, hi, my name is Sloan. I am a chaos coach for highly successful, highly driven women. I help you achieve work-life balance without putting yourself on the back burner, without compromising your dreams and the visions that you have for your life. So today, I just want to sit and chat and chill with you and talk to you about exactly how it is that I have been attracting my dream opportunities. Over the last couple of months, I've been able to do some really cool stuff, work with some really cool brands. I've been able to speak on stages. I have collaborated with some really dope entrepreneurs. I've been speaking on podcasts and all kinds of really cool things that I haven't even pitched for. And I really believe that the way that I attracted those opportunities, because like I said, these weren't things that I went out and was looking for, they literally just fell into my lap. And the way that I've done it is plain and simply just by being myself. And I know it sounds so easy that you're like, all right, Sloan, whatever. But I promise you, this is exactly how I did it. And I want to talk to you about how you can replicate this success as well. Before I move on, let me plug my computer in. Oh my gosh. Oh, I think I just unplugged it. Okay, so being yourself, the hardest thing, but also the most important thing that you can do in entrepreneurship, right? Because I'm a mess. Oh my goodness. Okay, all right. We're fine. So being yourself is one of the hardest things that you could do, but also one of the most necessary things that you can do in business. Because when we talk about building a strong personal brand, which is what I've been doing over the last 3 years after pivoting my business from being a founder or a grant writer for female founders into the coaching space and life coaching and business coaching, what I found in that pivot is the strongest thing that I could do was create a personal brand that enabled me to make those shifts without affecting my success, without people questioning, is she going to be any good at this? Does this make sense? Is this coming from left field? When you have a strong personal brand, you can intermingle in different industries and it still makes sense and it not be like a culture shock for your audience. So over the last 3 years, I've just been really building my brand as Sloan the Beast. And the way that you build a strong personal brand, the way that you create sustainability in your business, the way that you attract the right opportunities is being known for one thing. Okay, solve one problem. Even I suffer from shiny product syndrome. This happens to us all. And this past weekend, I was reminded you need to focus on one problem, one solution for that one person. Become known as the expert in that one thing. Stop trying to fix all of the problems for all of the people. Okay, when you're speaking to everyone, you're speaking to no one. So it is highly, highly important that you figure out what is your thing. So in my case, I'm a chaos coach, like I mentioned. I help really busy, really successful women create work-life balance. I do this through mindset. I do this through a specific framework, through strategies and systems that are unique to me and that support this specific woman. Again, highly driven, highly successful, really, really busy. Doesn't matter if she has a family or not, we can still work together. Doesn't matter if she's married or not, we can still work together. Does she meet those criteria? Highly successful, hella busy, hella driven. Okay, this is my person. This is who I particularly serve. And so I kept showing up and showing up and showing up and showing up. And saying the same exact thing over and over and over again, right? You can build success without compromising the things you want. I have 4 kids. I didn't have to compromise my family for the sake of growing this business, scaling this business, having success in this business, showing up to certain events, right? Doing certain things that are important to me, like traveling. I didn't compromise those things. I walked the walk, I talked the talk. And by walking what I spoke, people saw that it was all in alignment, that I was in integrity to what I was saying, and therefore living out. So if I'm doing it for myself, I can recreate that same success for them. The other thing I really believe contributed to being awarded these opportunities, again, being able to speak on stage, being able to work with different brands, being able to speak on podcasts and inside exclusive communities, is I started creating authority driven content. So I started, for example, really taking my YouTube page serious. It's why we're hella lax today. And we are on live stream, and this is not some fancy, pretty edited video. Okay. I started taking my long form content really serious. I started showing up on Instagram doing authority reels that showed me talking and teaching, and it gave people the ability to hear my specific style and to determine, am I their vibe? I have a really aggressive way of speaking. I have a really aggressive teaching style. I know I'm not for everyone. I don't like to sugarcoat. I'm very in your face about things. And it does take a certain type of personality to want to work with me. And I'm fully aware of that. Once I started creating this authority positioning content, however, it gave people the opportunity to be entered into my space, entered into my sphere, and determine whether or not this is the type of person that they wanted to learn from. And even if you're like, well, Sloan, I don't know how to create reels like that, cool, no big deal. You don't need to. This doesn't have to be something big and fancy and pretty. Absolutely, you can make it so, but it does not have to be like that at all. In fact, the way that I started is just showing up on my stories literally every single day, teaching something, giving somebody a quick win, giving somebody a new perspective on somebody, awakening someone, or bringing problem awareness to a specific topic. That's how you first show up as an authority in your space. You just speak to people about their problem and the solution that you have to their problem. Give them quick wins, as many quick wins as you can, because you know what? The really cool thing about being an online entrepreneur in 2025 is this. You can give them the sauce. You can, like, you don't have to gatekeep at all. You can give them all the information, and they still will probably not be able to get from point B to point C. Okay. Your free content gives them A to B. But when they're working with you is when they get the juice. This is when we can get dirty here. We can get in the mud. We can get specific. And that's how you get from point C to D. Okay. But first, you have to show up as that authority figure. So you do this again by just creating long form content. This can be, and I've preached about this before in my content creation series, a blog, a podcast, a YouTube. Okay. The more that you show up and teach, the more that you show up as the authority in your space, the authority to help them solve their specific problem, the more these people are going to trust you, the more your community is going to look to you as, oh, wait, no, she knows what she's talking about. He knows what he's talking about. He's been through that before. Actually, he's doing it right now, right? So that is how you want to start. And every so often, I like to say, put yourself in rooms that remind you of your goals, that remind you and push you to what it is you want. When you surround yourself with people that are 3, 5 steps ahead of you, that's encouraging. And especially if you're a high level entrepreneur, you probably are getting to that point where you're like, well, the rooms that I'm in are of people that need motivation. And I don't need so much motivation. Like, I know how to motivate myself. This past weekend, and I talk about it a lot, like, you can mindset the hell out of a lot of things. Like, I can mindset myself out of any situation. Okay. What I need, however, is higher strategy. I need more strategic relationships. I need deeper conversations. I need to be in rooms where people understand that now at this point, we're not bootstrapping. Now we're investing into other things that are going to give us greater freedom, right? You want to get yourself into higher level rooms and around higher level people. If your people in your circle are still looking to you as the person to give them solutions, and I'm talking about your personal life, okay? I'm talking about your inner network, not your community, your inner network. Then it's time for you to put yourself in different rooms. So tomorrow, for example, I'm hosting a webinar, and at the end of that webinar, I'm giving my community the opportunity to join me in London, England for my 2025 retreat. This retreat is specific, like I said, one person, one problem, right? Is specific to highly driven, highly successful, really busy women. These are women that have been in business anywhere from 3 to 5 years. These are women that have teams. These are women that need the space to scale. They need the quiet. They need the serenity. But they also want to be around like minded women that are going to push them, that are going through the same thing. Maybe they're struggling with their team. Maybe they're struggling with control over their team, right? Maybe they're struggling with not being able to get away from the business, and there's other multi passions that they have inside them because they're so multifaceted that they're like, how do I do this? They are already experts. How do we take you, however, into this place where your presence is your power? That's what I'm going to be teaching on tomorrow, and that's what I'm going to be guiding them to the embodiment of in London, England for Le Dark Femme retreat, which I'm so, so psyched about. I'll leave more information down below. But the way that we do all of this is leaning into who you are. Okay. The more you become yourself, the more you just lean into the good, the bad, the ugly, the embarrassing, right? The quirky, the cringy pieces of you, the easier it's going to be for you to show up on YouTube Live at 10 o'clock at night and be like, yo, what's up? Like, I have something to say, and we don't need the pretty lights. We don't need the pretty editing. Like, I know that my energy is going to be enough. And it is. It is enough. Who you are, your experiences. I love the way that Melanie said it this past weekend. And she said, your soul imprint is enough. Like, your essence is enough to attract the opportunities and the people that are meant to help catapult you forward, to help quantum leap your results. These opportunities that I've been able to step into in the past year is not by coincidence. These opportunities have happened because I have just decided to embody a part of myself, all the parts of myself that are unapologetic and have therefore made me undeniable. When I walk into a room, I walked into that room. That's how you want to be. You want to be one of those people that as soon as you walk in, like, there's an atmosphere change. It's undeniable that you're in this space. Like, maybe people won't even see you, but they'll ask the next day, like, were you in this place? Like, I feel like you were in this place. I didn't see you, but I felt you. I felt your presence. I felt your essence. I felt your energy. I felt like you were in the room. I didn't have to see you, but I felt you. That's what you want. And you do that by accepting all the pieces of yourself and showing up unapologetically every day, regardless of where it is that you show up, whether that's Threads, whether that's Instagram, whether that's TikTok. What you want is to show up real and raw and solve one person's problem through one solution. Okay. I hope that this was helpful for you. I do provide tons of information like this on a weekly basis on Wednesdays. And then I give you a peek at what my life as a really busy woman in her 30s, who's also a mom, who's also a content creator, who's also a chaos coach, what that looks like on Sundays. So definitely subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Join my email list if you haven't already, because it is so good. And I will see you on Sunday. Thank you so much for kicking it with me in this impromptu live.